Hello everyone, I am Ajay Kumar from East West College of Engineering. My seminar topic is Biobattery. Introduction. A biobattery is an energy storage device that is powered by organic compounds, usually being glucose, such as the glucose in human body. When enzymes in human bodies break down glucose, several electrons and protons are released. Therefore, by using enzymes to break down glucose, biobatteries directly receives energy from glucose. These batteries then store these energies for later use. This concept is almost identical to how both plants and animals obtains energy. Although the batteries are still being tested before commercial sold, several research teams and engineers are working to further advance the development of these batteries. Definition. A biobattery is known as the device in which the substrate materials, organic or inorganic, is converted to electric energy. This conversion takes place with the help of various biological or biochemical agents such as enzymes. The substrate is broken down in the presence of these agents to release protons and electrons. The continuous circulation of these protons and electrons within the biobattery generates electricity. Working. There are majorly three working: structure, glucose and process. Mainly the structure. Like any cell battery, biobatteries contains an anode, cathode, separator and electrolyte with each component layered on the top of anode, and anodes and cathodes are the negative and positive areas on the battery that allows electrons to flow in and out. The anode is located at the top of the battery and the cathode is located at the bottom of the battery. Anode allows electrons to flow in from outside the energy, whereas cathodes allows current to flow out from the battery. Between the anode and cathode lies the electrolyte, which contains an separator. The main function of the electrolyte is to keep the cathode and anode separate to avoid electric short circuit. The system as a whole allows for a flow of protons and electrons, which ultimately generates electricity. Second one is glucose. We know that biobatteries are heavily based on the amount of glucose available. These structures can be provided from nearly anything, including soda, waste materials such as wallpapers, or the glucose in living organisms. The decomposition of materials to glucose is the main step is getting the cycle started. Materials can be converted into glucose through the process of enzymatic hydrolysis. Next, what is enzymatic hydrolysis? Enzymatic hydrolysis is the process in which the cellulose is converted to glucose by the addition of enzymes. Once glucose is present, oxygen and other enzymes can act on this, further produces protons and electrons. Next, process. Similar to how human bodies convert food to energy using enzymes, biobatteries use enzymes to convert glucose into energy. When glucose first enters to the battery, this enters through the anode. In this anode, the sugar is broken down, producing both electrons and protons. When this equation glucose is gives rise to the gluconocation plus two hydrogen molecules plus two electrons. The electrons and protons produced now play an important role in creating energy that travel through the electrolyte, where the separated redirects electrons to go through the mediator to get into the anode. On the other hand, protons are redirected to go through the separator to get the cathode side of the battery. Next equation. The cathode then consists of an oxidation reduction agent. This reaction uses the protons and electrons with the addition of oxygen gas to produce water. There is a flow created from the anode to the cathode, which is what generates the electricity in the biobattery. The flow of electrons and protons in the systems are the created this energy of electricity. Next, the mechanism of biobattery is similar to how human bodies converts the food from energy using enzymes. Biobatteries are enzymes to convert glucose into energy. The glucose first enters to the battery. It enters through the anode. In the anode, the sugar is broken down, producing that the electrons and protons. In the glucose is produces that the gluconate, and that the enzymes get to that the mediator, and the electrons will flow through that the anode, then produces the electricity. Types of biobattery. There are two types of biobatteries. First one is enzymatic biobatteries. Second one is microbial biobattery. What is enzymatic biobattery? Enzymatic biobattery is a biochemical agents, that is enzymes are involved in the breakdown of substrate. Next, microbial biobattery. Microbial biobattery are the microorganisms such as Escherichia coli, electric bacteria, etc. are involved in the breakdown of substrate. In both types of biobatteries, our breakdown of the substrate yields protons and electrons. The circulation of these protons and electrons within the biobattery generates the conduction of electricity. Next, advantages. There are majorly three advantages are: first one, quickly charging capabilities; second one, clean non-toxic source of energy; third one is extremely safe. Now discuss the first one, quick charging capabilities. Enzymatic biobatteries which function on glucose can be recharged quickly due to fast action of the enzymes. Also in microbial biobattery, glucose is an instantaneous source of energy, therefore the battery can be charged extremely quickly. Chemical batteries can't be charged as quickly as biobatteries. Second one is clean non-toxic source of energy. Sources of energy for the functioning of a biobattery are completely renewable, non-polluting as well as environmentally friendly. Therefore, unlike chemical batteries, biobatteries are a clean, non-toxic source of energy. Next, third advantage is extremely safe. Biobatteries do not undergo explosion or leakages, which is not in the case with chemical batteries. Therefore, biobatteries are completely safe to use. Next, disadvantages. Compared to conventional batteries such as lithium batteries, biobatteries are less likely to retain most of their energy. This causes a problem when it comes to long-term usage, the storage of energy for these batteries. Next application. First application is electronic device, second one is medicine, third one is defense purpose, fourth one is fuel synthesis. Now let us application of first electronic devices. Biobatteries are being developed so far as used in electronic devices such as laptops and mobile phones owing to their quickly charging capabilities. Biobatteries remain ideal replacement for chemical batteries. In those devices, biobatteries also possess great potential to be used in electronic device. And the second application is medicine. Biobatteries can find great usage of artificially implanted medicines device such as artificial pacemakers, external hearing device, battery operated insulin pumps, etc. Digital thermometers and glucose meters can also be operated using biobatteries. Next, third application is defense purpose. Biobatteries have great potential to be used in the defense field for the purpose of surveillance, remote sensing, spying devices, etc. Next, fourth application is fuel synthesis. Scientists have developed a prototype of a solar powered microbial device which produces hydrogen gas. The energy sources for this combination device are wastewater and sunlight. If the technology is further developed and used for a large scale, wastewaters can be efficiently recycled and the increased demand of clean, non polluting fuels can be addressed. Thank you.